Good morning and afternoon, Powur Hitters and Solar Warrior Tribe. Today is Tuesday, July 19th, 2022. My name is Jarrett McAllister, your co-host, alongside my main man, Jonathan Brunasso. What's up, brother?
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Super pumped to be here. Welcome to all of our guests, first timers, anyone watching this recording. Special shout out to Solar Warrior Tribe as well, with Tom Cotter and Rick Joseph. I'm excited for today, Jarrett. We had a ton of great stuff in Texas, and there's just so much more to come. I hope you're ready.
It looked awesome. As we mentioned, I lived through everyone's Facebook post. I wasn't able to attend it. It was my daughter's birthday this weekend, but I've been looking forward to this recap meeting because there's so much going on, and looking forward to catch up all the new announcements.
Well, let's go ahead and start with Rick Joseph or Tom Cotter. Rick, why don't you kick us off here on our Powur World shares? And I know you and Tom lead your teammates there, but what would you like to share, Rick, about Powur World?
Yeah, just the connection, really, JB. I mean, just the hugs and the general connection with so many members that I hadn't met in person before, and that energy was infectious. I got to tell you, like, I was emotional quite a few times during the Pachamama Alliance. That was one of the highlights for me. And just the human connection of it all. There was so many content because there was so much of it. So now we're going to be able to kind of break this down in a slower fashion and digest it. I think we're going to have to spend a bit of time digesting all of the content because it was a lot. There's so many upgrades to the platform. My gosh, it's like what Powur is going to look like in 3 months is unrecognizable as to what it is today. So yeah, man, I'm just super stoked. I mean, I think I'm still on a high. I think we all kind of had a really big high. Whoever was there in person just had a next level experience. So I'm still buzzing from it. I'm really excited to get through some of this content and like I said, just kind of taking in a little bit more. Yeah, my brother Tom, what did you think, man?
Definitely a mountaintop experience. And, I've been involved in a lot of organizations and nonprofits previous to when I got into solar. And one of the things that I learned is that community can only be developed when you're on a mission together. And we have a pretty incredible mission. And I think that that's, to become the largest clean energy platform on planet Earth. That's what we're doing. And the thing that's the most exciting for me is when somebody is sitting there watching what's happening on stage and they turn to you and it's like the light bulb just went off. That they understand, wow, this is a lot more than I thought it was. And I thought I knew what Powur was. So the community, we talk about that with the other C word culture. That's probably the most exciting thing for me, because if somebody doesn't get where we're headed, they may or may not stick around. And if you don't stick around, then you're not going to be successful with this. So the thing that, we were sitting at that Italian restaurant on Wednesday night, Jonathan, and I said, there's a lot of good stuff ahead for us, for our families, for those that keep pushing and keep going. And, my encouragement to everyone is that when you hit a bump in the road, whether that's your fault or somebody else's fault, just keep going, because there's good times ahead for all of us.
Yeah, we're just getting started, Tom. Thank you so much, Tom and Rick. For those of you that don't know, they're two amazing leaders in the company. They're on the leadership council, growing a big team. And shout out to Rick Joseph, introducing Paul Wanowski, Ethan Miller, all the Sunrun execs, all the REC execs. He practically single-handedly is responsible for building half of the executive team, guys. So just really appreciate your guys' leadership. And Rick, the energy was so infectious.
To add to that, JB, a lot of the
Go ahead.
Connection's pretty bad.
It's your motel, Rick.
Yeah, just turn off your video, Rick. That may help a little bit. You're already sitting in the dark.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I've got a really crappy connection here.
That's better.
All right. Yeah. If I turn out the video, I've got better connection. I was just going to add to that, you know, it goes beyond the executive team. I mean, there's so many of the partners from Solar Edge and Mosaic and REC Group, so many, you know, of our old solar brothers that were there present. And that, to me, when I talk about it being emotional, I was sitting watching the Pachamama Alliance portion of it with Amir Maki, my buddy from Solar Edge. And we both got so emotional together. Amir's the VP of sales at Solar Edge. And he and I started at the kitchen table back in 2008. And we just kind of felt that this whole thing come full circle, like 14, 15 years later. And we're still here and we're still on the same mission. We may be on slightly different teams, but we're really not. We're all working together. Same with John Bumgarner from Mosaic and you know, Gabe and Brian and Kerry from REC. I mean, we're all one big family. And to be able to kind of carry out this mission again and reunite through Powur, it was pretty powerful. And we hadn't all been in one place in one time in a long time. So it was quite the emotional moment, you know, during the conference. So that's kind of what, you know, my takeaway was as well. So.
Absolutely. You said the energy was infectious, Rick. It was so infectious. Jonathan Budd got COVID, and joking aside, he did get COVID, and a few people are pretty sick and testing positive. So if you did attend, be careful, quarantine yourself, stay home if you're around elderly or, you know, delicate people, and get tested just in case. But I'm sure everyone will be fine, so we're good to go. All right, let's go ahead and do a couple shares. David, were you wanting to share?
Yes, if you can. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Yeah, I've been in the industry for 10 years, and I've probably been to about 20 different solar conferences throughout that time. And I've seen a lot of things, and I've felt like I've been around a lot of great cultures. But I got to be honest with you, I went out there a little skeptical that, because Rick brought me in not long ago, and I was resistant for a little while, like a lot of people, right? And I went out to this conference, open mind, just took it all in. And from the minute I was there until I left, I was blown away with the authenticity of everybody, how approachable everyone was. Rick introduced me to so many people. Staying there Friday morning, I didn't know many people. I'm staying there by myself, and Charles Thompson comes over and introduces himself. We start talking about our childhood, just making me feel welcome. And seeing all you guys, JB, and everybody else on stage getting those awards was inspirational. But I will say this, speaking to the openness of everybody and how much everybody's pulling in the same direction, I'm going to call out on Tom. We sat next to each other Saturday morning, and I'm not going to do a spoiler about anything, but he was on a panel on Friday that was amazing. And so Tom and I are sitting Saturday morning, and Tom, I don't know if I know you remember sitting with me, but you don't know the impact you had with me that day. Some guy just came out of the blue and came over and said, "Hey man, I saw you on a panel yesterday and you said you had some things to share." And Tom, without hesitation, says, "Yeah, just shoot me your email. I'll share everything I have with you." And it's the way everyone was. Everyone wants to see everyone win. And I did not believe that when I went there, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm 1,000% sold. I'm all in. I'm already recruiting people. I was recruiting people in my lift going back to the airport. I've got an appointment with him hopefully coming up soon. I've been recruiting and doing everything I can since. I am numb how excited I am about this conference. It's the best one I ever went to. And I cannot wait. I already bought tickets for next year. And if you haven't, you must do it. You know what? Reschedule your daughter's birthday to make it out there if you have to, man. Do whatever you got to do to get this next year conference. Best thing I've ever been to. Loved it. Thanks for the time. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Great to hear from a 10-year solar veteran. Thank you for the share. Chris Brunasso in the house. What would you like to share?
Yo, yeah, I just want to say the energy was insane. You know, everyone was just, the hearts were open. Everyone was giving each other the classic Powur heart hug, hugging on the side of your heart. And it was just incredible to be there in person, to meet all these mentors, these people, these teams recruited in the last year, to meet them in person, to, you know, set up meetings with two of my New Jersey and Pennsylvania mentors, with Christopher Goss, the OM, and even Kevin Smoker, and have these side meetings, I think was really powerful for them to meet those people in person. building relationships with the PM, with the OM is critical in this business to manage your product. So yeah, awesome experience, tons of energy, tons of great takeaways. Looking forward to this insanely.
Yeah, I think the magic is when you come together and meet each other. Being a virtual company for 3 years, it really changes the game. And feel free to type in any other shares in the chat as well. Owen Carey would love to hear about your experience at Powur World.
Perfect. I can lower my hand now, right? No, it's just fantastic to meet people that I've been working with for the past close to 2 years now. Via just knowing them via Facebook and finally meeting them in person. And it's true, everyone there is for the same reason. Nobody there was there to stab each other in the back, and it's really good for networking. The only thing it was missing was Jarrett McAllister, but we probably would have ended up in jail or something if he arrived. So maybe next year you should stay at home as well. So really good time. Thanks.
We were missing Jarrett, that is for sure. All right. I know there was a few texts in the chat that were shared. Would anyone else like to come off mute and give another share?
Yeah, I mean, I just typed it in the chat, but I was just saying that like that last hour and a half with Jim Bunch was worth the whole entire trip itself. Like I felt like that was so powerful, and I've never truly experienced something like that. The anchoring, right? I've read it in like a book, right? Like Tony Robbins talks about it, but I've never truly been immersed in it. I've never truly experienced it, and that was the first time I've ever experienced something like that, and that left me with like a complete paradigm change coming home. So all I'll say is like next year it's in San Diego, and make sure you're there, because I'm sure they're going to do it again, because I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels the same way from that.
Nice share indeed. Yeah. When I heard you talk, what other company is freaking doing this? What other company embraces the values and the culture and the community and all ages and colors and women? No other fucking solar company does this. Excuse my language. All right, Curtis Bailey, I think Colorado expert in the house. Is that right?
Hey, thanks for the little platform here. I love all of you on this call. What I wanted to share with you guys is like, I'm a cross line to everybody on this call, which means I'm not in any of your downlines. I think our common ancestor would probably be like Charles Thompson. But I gained so much from the absolute clarity and 100% sharing from guys like you, Jonathan, and your brother, and Rick Joseph, and Tom Cotter. And my takeaway that I just wanted to share with everybody on this call, this company is about collaboration. And to see that in real life, sorry about that, to see the collaboration and just the openness to build me to be better and to allow me to tag in with you guys to elevate my team. I've never been around a culture like this. And I think that everybody, sometimes outwardly, but subconsciously, they crave a culture like what you guys are promoting and building. So I just wanted to say thank you. My biggest takeaway beyond that was leave the hesitation behind. Powur is built to scale 10x in the next 12 months. That 1% hesitation from 99% to 100%, like Jim Bunch promotes and brings out in us. Man, I went to Dallas probably with 1% hesitation. I came back from Dallas with 0% hesitation. I just had a door knocker an hour ago from Blue Raven. Solar hit my door. He's joining. I invited him in. I said, give me 15 minutes. And if I give you my electric bill, I'll improve your life. But I want to thank you all, and I want to edify you team leaders that help me edify my team. Much love. Thank you.
Love you, Curtis. Thanks, brother.
Thank you so much, Curtis. Let's see if we
I'd love to share something too, Jonathan, if I could.
Yeah, Sean, go for it. And then we'll do David and Ubaldo and wrap this up.
Wonderful. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on, and I know we all know this, but the women in power. I mean, if you were there at that event, you saw how powerful these women are and their impact, and also the lives that they've changed for their families and their friends and their futures. I cried a lot this weekend. It was so powerful. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever been a part of. And to know that we stand behind our women so strongly is something that's not seen in sales or in corporate America as much as it should be. So to see that we're really standing behind them and pushing them forward, and they're leading by example and leading us in a lot of ways, is groundbreaking. And I'm just so glad to be a part of a group of like these women here.
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, the culture and people here are insanely amazing. David Steele, my friend, what would you like to share?
You know, a lot of the same experiences that people already stated. For me, a couple of the things that were really cool were some of my team. One of the guys sent me a text. He's like, I already got my ticket for my 10 tickets for next year. I'm going to be on the stage next year. Had another one that sent me, you know, sort of a similar message along that way. Another one sent, like, you know, a big long, you know, two and a half page message to his team after being there. So all of that stuff was pretty cool. And it was also good just, you know, seeing the faces in real life that we see on Zoom every week. It was kind of cool just being with everybody. Yeah, it was cool. It was good being on the panel. I think Kira tested positive this morning, so just gonna put my thoughts out for her to get over it quickly. But yeah, overall, I think it was, you know, we could see the vision. And then for me in my life, Lynn Twist has been, she's been an inspiration for me for probably 3 decades now. And have seen her many times, but it's always so powerful. And it just says so much to have her husband on our board of directors, kind of anchoring the company in the right direction. She's a real hero. If you heard her speak and you were there, order her book, The Soul of Money. It should be required for everybody. It's really great. There you go.
Absolutely. Thank you, David. That symposium, Pachamama Symposium, was truly life-changing. I heard that $600 to $800 a person for other courses, and all 800 in attendance got instant access to it. If you could type that down in the chat, that would be great. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to move on. If you'd like to type anything else in the chat, please feel free. Ubaldo, let's do one more share.
Yes, thank you, JB. Let me tell you this. I used to try to recover for the Powur Journey in Mexico. It was a smaller group, but now it was like unbelievable. Like, oh my God. So yeah, I think JB, being around good people, you know, transform, you know, from in and out. And I feel like all those great leaders that we have is hard not to follow, because you feel like, in my personal opinion, I feel like I can volunteer this job, because it's amazing. We transform a life, we transform people. I will say, for some people, you know, breaking a piece of wood might be symbolic, but it means a lot, because that's exactly what happened. Like, a lot of people had a stroke, a lot of people just need to have some minor adjustment. That's exactly why we experienced seeing those people like young, old, ladies, you know, everybody was able to break through, and that was amazing. I feel blessed, and I appreciate all the leadership, the brotherhood. I'm jumping right now, man. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that event surpassed every single one of our expectations, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not feeling that already. And you just have to be at next year's in San Diego. So thank you, Ubaldo. All right, so just to reset the stage here a little bit, let me go through a little bit of updates, and then we'll officially start the convention recap. This is being recorded and will be put on my YouTube as well. If you're newer here, you know, today we're doing the convention recap. Also at 11 a.m. Pacific, guys, Enphase is training on their new EV charger that we all have access to. And today at 12 o'clock, every Tuesday at 12, there's Seller Tuesday. Powur Corporate puts this on, and it's, again, a convention recap. And then if you're new, on Thursdays, onboarding 12 and 5 Pacific, check powurcalendar.com, take that. Also, every Monday at 5 Pacific, there's a Powur Hour business presentation to build into. And then as a reminder, every Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, JC Rangel has a team training, just like being shared earlier by Curtis. JC's training's open. My training's open. We all share. We all help each other. And that's connectwithjc.com. Much more. Enphase, Sunlight, Mosaic has trainings. If you need help with that, go on Powur Calendar. They have weekly office training. And this one's super important. August 13th, please mark your calendars. Saturday is a Powur Day, Super Solar Saturday training. Coming off the heels of this convention, we're going to light this shit up. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be trainings in every single major market. I'm trying to plan a Arizona one as well as a Vegas one right now. We have Anaheim coming up. Here's some cities and states that are already locked in. But trust me, coming off this convention to build your business, to get your people there, to get the motivation, continue the training, this will truly help your business grow. So please, please embrace this event. Couple shout outs. So far, month to date on personal sales, we got a few names here. Bryce, Madeline, Gary, Orlando, Kimberly, top 5, congrats. Referrals, people that recruit and get their teams bigger. Chris Brunasso in first place, congratulations. Glenn, Larry, number 4 here on the team. Leonid, and then Jennifer Rangel, JC Rangel, and a whole bunch of people. And then mentors, shout out to the number 2 mentor month to date in the company, Jarrett McAllister, and Cynthia Alvidrez rounding out the top 5 here. Of course, Wally, Curtis, shout out Curtis. Wow, that's awesome. Okay. So hey,
real quick, I closed 4 mentor deals yesterday, so I should be shooting back up to number 1 here pretty soon. So just putting that out there.
Wow, nice. That's going to really help for the summer sales contest we're going to announce here shortly. All right, to get us in the mood to start this Powur World recap, I'm going to go ahead and play this video, and then I'll be right back. Let me make sure I'm sharing my audio. All right.